Hello everyone, after my last video about FIOS CP13 I thought that I want to make a video about another legend that I featured in that video, and it's KOSS Porta Pro. I did a video about Porta Pro and Sporta Pro some long time ago, but many years passed since then, and I think that we can return to this legendary model once again. Moreover, this year it will be 40 years old, if I counted correctly. So first Porta Pro were released in 1984, and I have a strong doubt that any other headphones model survived so long in manufacturing, basically without any big changes. And of course, let's remember that KOSS is a legendary company that first released on the market consumer headphones in 1958 or somewhere at that period. And some time ago they released limited version of that first model, but more modern. But anyway, so they offer lifetime warranty, and I had great experience with that. I once bought their popular model Pro 4 AAA on the eBay. It was in good state, but considering their long shelf life, ear pads became absolutely hard and unpleasant to wear. And I contacted KOSS, and they said that they can't sold me these ear pads, but they offered to send me a pair for free, so I was super inspired and get this model. I've got some time ago the 25 years anniversary edition Porta Pro, but since that time we've got few other anniversaries, and let's see, will we have 40th anniversary edition now. They offer a few limited versions, and this one is really unusual because it's Czechoslovakia edition. I'm not sure about the history behind them. It's some company that works on the Czechoslovakian or Czechoslovensky market. They have some text about that, but I can't fully understand it. So it's created for some local retailers, and it incorporates that traditional Slavic red, blue, and white colors, but still it's about the same version. There are a few versions, limited versions on the KOSS own website. They have now black gold one, and another great version with colors of that famous Pro 4 series. And also they created Bluetooth version. With regular versions cost $50, limited $60. Bluetooth version costs $80 if I remember right, and now they also have a special utility version with replaceable lower part of the cable that can be terminated with Lightning or USB-C digital tonal converter, which can be handy for the mobile usage. They also have a version with bang microphone for probably gaming purposes. They also have version with inline control. So basically you can see they did everything possible without changing the shape and design of headphones itself. Also, there is a more affordable version, KOSS Porta Pro, made more of plastic and with less wearing comfort. And also they have KSC75, kind of clip-on headphones, or it will be earphones, not sure about the terminology here. But all three share the same driver, and actually that's a pretty decent driver, not like something superb, but this driver can be tweaked, tuned, and there are a lot of projects about modification of these headphones, like changing drivers, using some other ear caps, ear pads. There are a lot of third-party ear pads for them, and on AliExpress you can meet some really unusual designs like drivers part with MMCX connectors and many other interesting stuff. But today we'll be talking about the absolutely basic option. You can see it's sold in like also vintage transparent plastic display. It's one way. So to open it you need to tear it. It's from 15 Hz to 25 kHz, 60 ohms of impedance, which is also a smart decision because it was created at that time where a lot of devices had some background noise, so it helped. 101 decibel sensitivity, and that's basically everything we need to know, so let's move to the review. In terms of package, it's what I call one-way package because it's just plastic clear display box with glued paper back, like absolutely classical option for package, but you once you tear this paper part down, you won't be able to put them back into this box, so we'll need some tool to open this. Inside we're getting headphones themselves and their storage pouch. So stock cable, pouch, that's it. As you can see, it's everything that we're having here. So here they are, and in my opinion it's a real masterpiece of product engineering and product design, because they made headphones with as minimum elements as possible. So they are lightweight, they are comfortable, except of some hair tearing, but anyway, if you don't have super huge head, they will most likely fit pretty well, and definitely KOSS engineers spend a lot of time creating them. So headband consists of two metal stripes, and here is the way to regulate the size. So just move the sliders closer to get like the biggest possible option, or actually it's the way to wear them that I like. So just put them on and then slide a little bit to adjust to your head, but at the same time with a slight slide you can compact them and then they are easily folding in, so like not a lot of headphones can be folded so in a so compact way. And then you just wrap your cable, take that pouch that is in the accessory set and carry them around with you. So this foam pads provides a more secure fit on your head, and here used a pretty rigid foam, so it provides reliable stand on your head. And you can select actually the the force that these cups will be pushed to your head. You can select more firm like here, or with pulling to more relaxed mode you can move them a bit all outwards, so they will be a bit better fitting on your head. And that all parts can be easily disassembled and repaired. So to remove cups you just need to push them accurately but applying some force, because they hold with simple lock here. Probably I won't do it now, but anyway we'll disassemble it and show to you. And as you can see, these parts with speaker just freely floating around, so you can adjust it to any angle and they fitting naturally to your head. And stock cable, probably the weakest part of these earphones, because a lot of people had it broken, replaced this cable, and a lot of people got their first repair and soldering skills replacing the cable. It's absolutely barely minimal, thin, soft cable, 1.2 meters, that goes to this angle jack. So that's barely it. And you can see you can select few bright colors, and in general they are really comfortable. They are can be considered as semi-open, so sound isolation is like average. So a lot of people have to turn them louder and music will play outside. but at the same time you staying aware about what's going on outside, which is sometimes is also a pretty useful thing, especially during the street wearing. So here how this driver unit or driver gasket looks detached. You can see that it's absolutely simple hinge used here, and of course you can easily remove the ear pad, but keep in mind that here used some small spikes that helps this foam hold better. So you first should need to pull it towards you and then remove, otherwise you will tear them a little bit. And actually here how it used here, it's really simple. So here is plastic protective grill, inside you can see the driver and driver's outer gasket. There is so-called Kramer mod. You can remove this plastic part. It also holds with clip, and you just drill more holes here to make it more open and more vented, and it makes sound much more balanced with less bass. But in general, bass tuning of these headphones makes sense because you often use them on the go on the street, where bass can be easily lost. But still you have some different options. So also you can replace drivers inside, you can use these drivers in other modes. There are a lot of different foam pads, so really great freedom of modding and DIYing. And of course, let's talk about the sound. I'm pretty sure that 100% of viewers who came here already know how do this KOSS sound. It's not greatest sound available, but it's definitely not bad. And you know, it's not great, not bad, it's just KOSS, and for the value actually it's a pretty decent offer. Sound is on the warmer side, a bit of signature coloration of the KOSS models, and I already said why I think they made this, because on the street actually this excessive bass is gone, and also on the street you need to boost low frequencies and lower mid to compensate the outside noise, and also on the street you are not super focused on listening like clean mids or super extended treble. So here we having rolled off deep bass, probably because of technical limitations of this driver, or maybe it's done on purpose. Main accent is on the mid bass, and what another interesting thing KOSS did, they reduced area around 4 kilohertz, and they do it pretty noticeably, and that means that sibilance is lower. But at the same time you're getting less of additional energy in the lower treble area that gives you that spark and airness and stuff like that. But actually Kramer mod partially solves this. So bass is accented, not by much, but it's definitely present here. It's not like some bass canon or bass heavy earphones, because deeper rumble is present, but it's slightly rolled off. But you're getting here additional weight, and everything sounds pretty enjoyable and punchy. Of course, they're lacking small details and nuances to give you super realism of low frequency instruments, but at the same time, in genres that relies on the bass quantity, it sounds good. And actually on fairly recorded things, instrumental things, they don't sound perfect, but still sound is good. And here is my first example. It's Casey Abrams, Cougartown, and actually, of course, with something high-end, especially with this player, you'll get more nuances, more details. But at the same time, acoustic double bass here sounds pretty fancy and enjoying, especially if you're not focused on the critical listening. Mids are on the warmer side of things, for me not super warm, but of course like not the most resolving mids actually, but at the same time you're getting enough of details to get pretty realistic instruments, and in many cases you're getting pretty engaging vocal with good dynamics, and especially in the lower male vocal, that additional warmth sometimes gives a nice boost. And despite of not being super fast or super detailed, it's pretty okay in playing distorted guitars, especially if we're speaking about some 80s and 90s era music. So I can't say that sound is too warmy or too slow or something like that. But it's not the most resolving. Actually, as for the stage, it's pretty nice. It's above average, not huge, but above average in width and in depth, probably because of that almost open design. For me, it builds pretty nice stage with good positioning, so usually it sounds a bit more spacious than in-ear monitors of this price. Not always, but in many cases. And example, no, it's not the correct example. So example for the mid frequencies, it's Immigrant song by Led Zeppelin. That song you recall when you in the night hit your little toy, hit some furniture with your little toy in the darkness. So this song definitely came to your mind. And it sounds pretty pleasant. Of course, it's lacking treble extension, it's lacking treble airness to represent overtones of vocal and some of that high-going guitar, but in general it sounds pleasant, and that hint of additional warmth make bass here a bit more prominent. Treble here created to play like basic overtones. They are not super extended, they of course don't have layering or that audiophilic stuff or super extended overtones, just basic overtones, a bit of airness, and like to play basic percussion and stuff like that. It's not sibilant, not harsh. If you want more treble, you can experiment with earpads and so on, or less. You can also do some tweaks and tunings. You can noticeably boost higher frequencies with Kramer mode, especially bringing back that drop at around 4 kHz. But in general, it's pretty comfortable treble, not super rich, but playing really well basic overtones and slightly balancing that overall warmth. So like it's nice, it's enjoyable, but not audiophilic definitely. And let's see our example for the treble. It's actually also partial example for the middle. It's Iron Maiden, 7th Son of a 7th Son, my typical test track for the sibilants, because it's recorded really sharp on that S. I don't know why Iron Maiden did that, but probably it was done on purpose, because even more recent remaster still includes pretty harsh pronunciation of that S in the 7th Son of a 7th Son, and I usually use it to test headphones because they should sound sibilant with this track. But here we're getting like a bit below that level of uncomfortable sibilance, so basically that means that they are soft and high frequencies a little bit, but at the same time orchestral part sounds pretty nice thanks to the nicely built stage, and in general percussions also sounds okay. So no audiophilic, but really pleasant headphones. As for pairings, they actually benefit with some inexpensive modern digital to analog converters, something in $30 to $40 range, especially with a natural sound, can give them a pleasant boost of details and control. Not much, but still improve things a little bit. No sense in pairing them with something expensive, but on the street, on the go, it's a really good idea. Probably here should be something like iPod Classics, Sansa Clip, or some iRiver, something that corresponds to that golden era of audiophilia when it all started. It was actually pretty interesting times that were drastically different from nowadays. But anyway, still it's a really great offer for street wearing. Of course, cable is pretty fragile, earpods will need replacement sometime, or you can actually get some Yaxi pads, Deconi pads, or some third-party pads from the start to change them. And if you don't like this headband, actually KSC75 is another great option, especially if you have a big head. But I think that like it's a great model, especially if you got some limited version to have in your collection, because from time to time it's a real joy to listen them. Thank you for being with me to the end. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to have a great day.